Welcome to the Three Dot Podcast. We got another solo show for you. We'll get to that. Shout out Cody as to why in a little bit. And the show may be changing quite a bit going forward. All of that to come. I did want to start with this past weekend. Went to Libbey Glass in downtown Toledo. They had some sort of big sale. Haley wanted to go. And I've never hated a stranger more in my life. Well, first of all, there's over 150 some people in this building. It's cramped, it's hot. We waited in line for about 2 hours, 2.5 maybe, because they only had two people doing checkout. When they knew they had this big sale, knew there'd be a crowd, and it was chaos. And then there's this woman there with her, found out later, it was her fiance and fiance's brother. And these two cucks are just getting bullied, bossed around by her. She's pointing them to go this way, you brought me the wrong thing, constantly. Then she has one of them stand in line, about two people in front of us, with nothing in his hands, and just keep moving up the line. And then she swoops in last second with a cart just stacked to the top, overflowing, and then is still sending them out to grab more stuff for her. I mean, what a bitch. I'm sorry, I don't know her, but you could tell. She was psychotic, and these two guys, I feel bad for the fiance. Good luck with that marriage. If you're listening, I feel for you, even though you looked like a dumbass anyway. I know I don't have any reservations about saying that, because you picked this woman. Considered keying her car. It was that bad. Didn't do it, for the record. Did not do it. Considered it. Also, this weekend, we got some engagement pictures done, which was a good time. Our photographer, very, very nice woman. Very, very nice. And I say that to say this. She uses, I mean, you've met people who use the same word over and over again. She used the word perfection probably 50 to 60 times in the 2 hours we were with her. Which, maybe just nerves. It was our first time meeting her. Very nice, very professional, did everything right, but if you've met someone like that, it's kind of wild. And, like, if I was with other people who have been taking bets for over-unders on how many times she was going to say it, or if we could get her to say it again. But take the over. It was non-stop. Anything you say, it was, boom, perfection. That's perfection. Oh, that would be she used it sarcastically, which I did, whatever. She used it literally every variation. It was almost impressive. She was put on a clinic. Maybe she was pranking us. We did that. Got dinner at Spaghetti Warehouse downtown. Great place. Maybe we'll try to do an ad there because phenomenal. Got the lasagna platter. Ate the whole thing, which I did not feel good about. And later got on a scale and was like surprised my weight went up. I just ate like 5 pounds of food. Whatever. Moving on. There was a biker at the Spaghetti Warehouse who was the most aggressively friendly person I've ever seen. Like, apparently he goes there a lot. And, like, the waitress came over and he's like, man, what the fuck? You guys were fucking closed for a while. What happened? I love this. Like, everything was, like, constant just cussing and, like, sounding really mean and gruff and shit, but was trying to be friendly. Like, everything he said was actually very nice. But that was just an interesting experience. The downtown was perfect. The weather was perfect. We did some pictures on Summit Street, the Commodore Perry parking garage on top. Then Mad Anthony's in Waterville, place that I personally have given a lot of money to. So it's good to pay homage back to them. But there's also a PSA that we need to get out there, and I should have started with this, but there's a lot of healthy dogs out there, and there's commercials for abused dogs, and they're sad, and they've been doing them for years, and they don't seem to be getting enough funding, or I feel like they would stop doing them. So we actually have a PSA here for rescuing healthy dogs.
Hey there, Jimmy Clay with the National Stray Dog Protection Program. For years we've been trying to get you to send us money to help these poor, beaten and abused, neglected, starving dogs. And all they're looking for is a little food and a lot of love. but you'd rather change the channel and leave them out in the cold. So now we've gone through very drastic measures. Kidnapped 17 dogs from unsuspected families and placed them in a cage or a pond and are willing to drown them unless you call now. For just $1.79 a day, which was just a simple cup of coffee in 1997, you could save a poor, completely healthy dog's life. And for every hour you don't call, well, we're gonna drop them 6 inches closer to the water. Act fast, because my trigger finger's getting pretty itchy. That's right, boy. Either way, you're going home. Operators are standing by. Shit, I hope PETA doesn't find out about this.
So if you think that may have been creepy or excessive, just consider how many people would donate to something where these are healthy dogs. You know, these aren't dogs you don't see. This could be your dog hanging up there in that cage. I feel like we might get some more money moving. And to anyone who thinks that may have been Vermont Carl, that's just absurd. I can't imagine Vermont Carl would be doing something like that. And it's definitely not the same person. We're going to take some calls here in a second, I believe. But I've been trying to kind of speed through things because there's just one thing that's been consuming my mind. And that's James may be quitting the show. And a little caught off guard by it. I wasn't the only one who thought that. But we send our group text, or I send the group text, and I say, who all can make it tonight? Phil just had surgery. By the way, everything went well, but that's why he's not here again this week, and he plans to be here starting next week again. And it may just be me and him. Who knows? But James goes, maybe we should just skip. Like, immediately Phil says he can't make it. Then James says, maybe we should just skip this week then, so we can all three be there for the big 20th episode. And for accuracy, I don't know if he said big, but knowing him, maybe. First of all, 20th episode, sure, somewhat of a big deal, but that's not all the episodes we have on YouTube. And that's also not some big monumental mark, in my opinion. So my antenna was up that something was fishy. So I said to him, so can you not make it tonight? You know, sniffing it out. And he goes, busy with work, I probably can't. So, like, again, I've always said from the beginning, no problem. But just say that. Don't try to hide behind this 20th episode thing. And he's not hiding. I get that. He'll hear this. James, I know you weren't hiding by that, but just say you probably can't make it. We weren't going to not do a show this week. I know we've done it in the past, but now we're trying to be consistent. We're all in town. Different than before. Then I mentioned that we had someone apply to be producer. Our friend Cody, who may be calling in. He said he might want to. Cody can't do it on Thursdays because he can't get off work till like 6:30 or 7. Wouldn't be here till then. And we try to start around 5, typically. So I mentioned this, and I said, well, we would have loved to have Cody, but he might not be able to do it because of this time. And James goes, well, maybe we can switch days for the podcast because I'm in a golf league starting next week with a client. I'm not a golfer. I'm not in golf leagues, but I imagine that's not something that just springs up. You know, it doesn't pop up like that. I imagine there's been some sort of discussion before this. And if you got to do that for work, no problem. But when were you going to let us know you might not be available on Thursdays? And if I'm misreading it and he's still available, but just not in the, he can still make it that time, so if that's what he's doing, no issue. But when were you going to let us know? Was it going to be next week when I say something? Because he didn't bring it up. I mentioned the Cody thing, and then he brings it up that we can switch days. Which I'm starting, I'm doing a part-time gig starting next week, and I said my availability was only not available on Thursdays because of the podcast. So if he had let us know that, I could have changed that from the beginning, and then we would have been fine. But now that's the only day I can do it, as opposed to moving it around. So I was just kind of floored by that. It wasn't a big... it was a big surprise that you weren't going to bring it up, but Again, if it's something for work, no problem. I just when the communication is more my issue, and the principle of, oh, I might not be able to make it, but instead of saying that, I'm gonna say it's because of the 20th episode, or hey, we should switch days only because you brought it up. And he might come back next week, and I might be completely wrong on all this, and I'm fine with that. I mean, I would rather that be the case, because I was a little hot this morning when reading all this. But we will see. I'm going to see if we got some callers lined up real quick as we're doing this. And I may move to full-time producer and host. Because we know Phil, if he does come in, isn't going to be helping with the podcast in terms of production. Or caliber, or comedy, or any of that. Let's see here. Give me a second. Stand by. Also been playing MLB The Show 23. Just want to throw that out there because it's up on my screen. Very good game. Let's see here. Trying to set up this amateur phone bank here. Do. That's the thing about when you're producing on yourself or by yourself and trying to record. Dead air, I'm much more aware of because it's just a solo episode. Oh, we do have a call. We're going to go to Dave in Wasion, I believe. Hello.
Hey guys, it's Dave. First time
Whoa.
long time listener.
I appreciate that, but it's not guys, it's Guy. It's a solo show.
Oh, you gotta be shitting me.
Yeah.
Well, my question was for James, but since he's not there, I guess I'll just ask it anyways. Number one, how dare James, I don't know you very well, but this is some stuff I'd expect from Phil, who I also don't know very well. But I guess if you're going to have your head in your ass, this is the kind of stuff we're going to start expecting every week, huh?
Yeah, it was one of those things where I texted him again. I said who all was in for tonight, and he said, and then like last minute, he's like, it sounds like I can't make it.
Sounds?
Yeah, he's busy. Someone wasn't there that should have been there. I don't really know.
Nick, what episode is this? Is this like episode 3?
Let me check my note. 20.
Oh, 20. Oh, so, what happens when this dude gets married, has a kid, just one day going to say, hey, I got another family. I don't think I'm going to make it.
Probably.
I mean, who is this guy? What's his problem? What's his deal?
Oh, well, and that's the thing is he made the stickers. He was all about it, and now he's leaving the show like this.
Yeah. Is he quiet quitting, or is this quitting?
Because I told you a little bit about it this morning. I was actually considering accusing him of quiet quitting last week, and now this happens.
Yeah. Well, do you think he's just offended? Did you offend him?
I'm not.
When you say things, Nick, you always got to end your sentences with "no offense."
That's true.
That might be the part of the problem. You never said "no offense."
I'm never one to offend people or take things out of proportion. I would never do something like that.
That is true, but you could possibly take this time now and apologize. Maybe that's all it is.
When I said I was going to let you call in, and you said you were going to be on my side.
Oh, never mind.
Wrong script. Wrong script.
Listen. Oh shit. I was expecting the other show. I want another show. I can't really talk about it now. It's still kind of in the works. But
well, if you're a competitor, we're going to roast you. Did we lose you? Are you there? Hello. Hello.
Oh, hi. Is this Nick with Free Dot Media?
Yeah. Name caller.
Oh, this is Russell. Russell Stover. Long-time listener, first-time caller. Really excited to be talking to you.
Oh, good to hear from you, Russell. What's on your mind?
Well, I was, this whole thing with, I just feel bad, Nick. The people you work with, I don't think they understand a lot of, the effort that you put into this show. And I just feel like, maybe some of them, need to take a long, hard look. What are they doing to the listeners? What are they doing to you, my God, if they can't figure out what's going on in their own lives? I mean, what's more important? What's the name of that Jimmy, James? Yeah. I think, what is it? You said that he works at a gay bar. Was that it?
I don't think that. I think you might be having the wrong pronunciation.
Okay, well, I mean, look, I'm a very open person. It's not for me, but if he works at a gay bar, I think he needs to make decisions about his life that, I think this podcast needs to seriously come first. And I just, I mean, Nick, you're doing God's work out there, and I just hope the man can see you for the angel that was sent to him.
And Russ, would you believe it if I told you James isn't even here? We're doing a solo show today.
Oh my God! It totally changes everything. Now I'm really. Son of a bitch.
Keep it together, Russ.
I'm trying.
And this is the 20th episode, no less.
Of the 20th episode, that's what I mean. I mean, the listeners out there, the soon-to-be viewers, the children of those soon-to-be viewer listener people. I mean, this is going to affect a lot of things. You mark my words. Come 2024, if stuff really goes bad, I don't even want to speak James' name anymore.
Well, Russ, appreciate your thoughts. We'll hear from you next time. We're going to get to another call. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
My goodness. My God, the people are falling apart out there. The 3 Dot Media team. We're going to give I know most shows do this. We're going to call back a caller. Hello.
Oh, hey.
Sorry, we had Russell Stover on another line, apparently.
No way.
Yeah.
What do they have for you? What was their take on this?
Well, they're as privy to the situation as you, and they were pretty upset with James.
Yeah. You know what? I think after this phone call, I'm going to go out and buy some Russell Stovers.
Yeah?
Yeah. Hey, are they going to sponsor you?
Now, Dave, I know you're just a caller here, and we don't know each other very well, but we might have you come in as a co-host if you'd be willing to.
I would. Is there like an application? Do I have to take a drug test?
You will have to do some things under the table if you pick up what I'm saying.
Oh, man. I don't know if I do that anymore.
Don't you lie to me.
All right, fuck it. I'm in.
Also, I'm completely unrelated. We did a PSA earlier, and it did make it on the show.
Really?
Yeah, it's about dogs. I know you are passionate about dogs and have no awareness of what I'm saying.
I love dogs. Nick, I have, and I'm not kidding you, 0 dogs. But I have a passion for dogs, and every time I see a dog, I just like to run up to it and I just start petting it and loving on it, and I don't care whose dog it is. I would do anything for a dog, anything.
So you'll do under the table things for a dog and to get this job.
Well, I'm not saying I won't.
Well, Dave, I think we have another caller here, but if another character were to call back, we'll keep you on standby.
Hey, fantastic.
All right, we'll see you.
Well, see ya.
Damn country. We lost 2 callers due to service issues. Okay. Let me see here. We have 2 more lined up. I'm trying to operate this app here. Again. And James is taking a lot of heat from the listeners who know a little bit about the situation. And again, I'm fully ready to be made wrong on this, and I would prefer that, as I said. But as of right now, it seems like he may be off the show, and that's not a situation that's good for anyone. He's been passionate about it. He made the stickers. We made it 20 episodes, and started doing hour-long episodes around episode 14, I believe. There's a lot of content between him and I. We've come a long way in a short period of time, and it'd be a shame for that to be lost now. It'd be even worse for me to throw it all away with this episode. which I may be doing, but I really hope not. I hope you can appreciate the humor in this. But it is what it is. God, this app calls are not coming through. Okay. So I'm gonna finish up with some Ohio State talk, and I guess I'll just leave this open in case anyone else calls in. And James, as you listen to this, know that we love you and we don't want you to go anywhere. We're hoping that reading between the lines, what we see isn't really there. But this is a disaster of a show, by the way, because I'm trying to do calls, I'm trying to splice audio, a lot of moving parts. Let's get into somewhere where I'm more comfortable, which is Ohio State. Big commitments this week. 2 twins from, I believe, St. Ed's in Ohio, offensive linemen. One's a guard, one's a tackle, committed this week. Crystal ball for the number 1 defensive end. Big news there. From the spring game, or from the spring scrimmage they just had, sounds like Day is more focused on the defense, actually letting the Heartline B coordinator, which is good news. Supposedly didn't have a headset at all, wasn't trying to call plays, which I think is good for the program. Day's, he's still a new coach. He's been doing it years, but he had to learn, constantly. And I think he's made good adjustments each year to improve the team. And I can't say enough about the work Justin Fry has done in terms of recruiting and also just coaching up and developing the offensive linemen for Ohio State. Carnell Tate, wide receiver, freshman, supposedly he's already tearing it up, lost his black stripe, which is when they've practiced enough and they make it, they prove themselves to the team, they're officially a Buckeye when they lose their black stripe, quote unquote. Covers the red stripe on the helmet. He's supposedly been tearing it up already. I think he set the record for the fastest to ever lose the black stripe. And there's a lot of other talented players in this class that aren't even on campus yet. We do have another call coming through. And we're going to take this call right now. Hello.
Hello.
Tony.
Hello. Is this the Nick Ryder show?
It's feeling like it. It's a solo show, just like you predicted.
Oh, what do you know?
Surprise. James canceled last second. Work on the way.
Work.
Yes.
Work. Is he a caddy?
Not yet. I think that starts next week.
No. Oh, jeez. That's a shame. No fillet?
Fillet's supposed to be back next week. It'll be a big week. No 20th episode, but it'll be a big week.
So this isn't the 20th episode?
No, this is. But next week...
This is.
Yeah. So it'll be the 21st, but this was the big celebration, was today.
Well, we'll just have to celebrate 25, I guess.
Yeah, I have balloons all here in the studio and everything to celebrate, and James didn't show up.
What a shame. You think you know somebody. Is he into your wedding?
Yes.
Wow.
Well, it's like you said early on. You envy the way I'm willing to throw away friendships for content, and we may be reaching that stage.
And here you are in a room by yourself.
Isn't that the way it should end?
Yeah. 20 episodes all it took.
Pack it in.
All your groomsmen are going to be gone.
You've been a big James critic anyway, though.
I like James. He's just a fucking idiot.
In a good way, though.
But I like him. On the show.
Yeah.
You guys are good together on the show.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's sometimes, a buffoon.
Oh, we have Big Filet calling in.
Is he? Filet's calling in?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to hang up. Right. I appreciate it.
Understandable.
Yep. We'll see ya.
All right. See ya.
Filet.
Oh, Nicholas.
You are live on the show.
Beautiful. Live to tape. I love to hear it.
And hold on. You're live to tape. Go ahead.
Beautiful.
All right. So we've taken 3 calls so far.
Oh, great.
And a lot of people actually outside of the calls I've been taking don't believe you exist because you haven't been on episodes recently.
I have been absent for quite a while. Guilty as charged.
And he's back with a movie quote, ladies and gentlemen.
With the absences.
No, but I think you have the most insight into this because you're in that group text. And I've tried to kind of lay it out. You saw exactly what I did in a way, right?
Oh, I sure did.
Go ahead. Your thoughts.
I mean, explain to me exactly what we're trying to dissect here. I mean, I felt like it was pretty cut and dry.
Well,
I mean, I think that James is kind of half-assing things here.
Well, the thing is, well, first of all, James isn't here. We're doing a solo show, surprise.
Okay, good.
For the big 20th celebration.
I could tell everything was very tight. This is a tight broadcast so far.
Well, it's a very tight situation. I feel tension, and I'm the only one here right now. But you said I would be careful saying half-assed it because the guy made some stickers and he's been on every episode. So I would be careful on your end.
I retract my last statement. He has contributed more to the show.
Okay, good. I wanted to make sure we preface that. But you're supposed to be back next week, right?
Yes, barring any setbacks.
Okay, well that's good news.
Yeah.
But no, we both kind of had the same thought where James might be quitting. I hope not. I've said that a bunch of times during this episode. I hope that's not the case, but it kind of felt like it.
Yeah, it almost gave off that vibe based off of the texting conversations.
Right.
I mean, I was thinking it when they were coming through, and then you kind of confirmed my thoughts. I didn't want to come out and say it if I was the only one thinking it, and then you confirmed my thoughts. I was like, all right, so I'm not the only guy.
Yeah, because I text you and I was just like, basically I was like, does this sound the way it sounds? Like very general, and you answered with the exact same thought.
Yep, it's very out of pocket. Out of pocket for James.
Well, and as I said in the show, I hope I'm proven wrong. Like, I'm just completely wrong next week and James is here and this was all blown out of proportion. That'd be fine with me.
And this whole entire golf league with the whole entire ploy.
Maybe. But my whole thing is I feel like you know about a golf league before the week before it starts.
Oh, you definitely do. It's not a question.
And if he has to do it, that's...
You can be invited to a golf league.
And maybe that's the case.
That could be the case.
But again, I think I said it before I started taking calls. The biggest issue I have is just the communication. There's no clarity. Like, okay, if that's the case, and maybe it's early in the day, and then he can still be here, that's fine. But that's not what he said, so I'm kind of operating with just what he said.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean that's all that you can go off of.
Okay. That's kind of what I was thinking too. But you're all good.
I'm doing my thing, doing the best that I can.
Okay. I haven't really said too much. Do you want to say anything about what's going on, or do you want to just kind of leave it till you're here next week?
I'm just been out of commission. I'll just put it that way.
Okay. No, yeah, I didn't want to put pressure on you, but
No, and I mean I don't care if anybody knows. I mean, if you're friends with me on Facebook, you've seen something. I had surgery, but we'll just leave it there.
Okay. That works for me. But
All right.
Appreciate checking in. It's good to hear from you.
Oh, always.
And
likewise.
And now
I miss you so damn much.
We should get an apartment together. When we but since you're bedridden still or recovering, I'll text you. We'll try to do a full movie in quotes tomorrow in text.
Beautiful.
All right.
I look forward to it.
Sounds good. I'll see you, buddy.
All right. See you, man. Bye.
And that's the man himself. Filet is alive and well. I don't know why, now that we just did that, I don't know why we haven't called him before. Although on the early episodes, the ones that aren't on YouTube, we do have a couple calls with him, one with Murph, etc. No, it's been good. As I'm doing this, I literally just got a text from someone quoting our last episode. Shit in to cover up the weed smell. Great line. Shout out to Jeff. Shout out to the Dot Jeff himself. No, and this episode is probably going to be even weirder considering I mixed in Ohio State talk with more serious topics, but that's kind of what Three Dots been, is kind of a mishmash of topics kind of thrown together. And the PSA dog thing should probably have more context, but I almost said the name. Definitely not Dave. Did great work with it, and he's going to continue to do work for us with, I believe he has a line of PSAs, or a run of PSA, whatever, a group of PSAs he's going to be sending to us. So be on the lookout for that. I do wish James was here because I had some Toledo stories I wanted to get to, and I feel like he'd be good for more local flavor. But next week we will be doing some movie discussion, some local news discussion, because I do want to follow up this ProMedica Poland funding thing. It's a little tease for next time. But I'm going to keep it short. I'm going to check one more time. I'm going to open up the bank to see if we can get any more calls. And nope, none are waiting there. So we are going to call it. Yep, we're going to wrap it up. So this has been the 3 Dot Podcast, 20th episode, extravaganza with the Nick Ryder Show. We'll see you next time.